Get somebody in. Give it just 2 more seconds. We're going to jump in and make this thing happen today. All right. Excellent. All right. Hey, Carrie, happy Monday. You guys do okay with all that storm and stuff down there in South County? Hope you all did well down there in South County. Navarro, up here, we got hit pretty good. We got lots of trees down. Some areas look kind of like, well, they look kind of like, a hurricane came through. Yeah, we'll do a quick sound check for both of us if you don't mind. Let us know. Just comment, say, hey, we hear you and we hear Brittany as well. And then we'll jump in and we'll start. We got to get after it as we get things going today. We're on week 4 already. So being on week 4 means we're now going to be going through our side headlock work. We're getting into our 360-degree outside defense work, working some side kicks. Those are always a fan favorite of mine. And I just having a real good time with our work. So with all that, we'll just get started then as we are. So come together and kira, I got it, and us, and good neck rolls. I think I figured it out. Half circles and shoulders back. Okay, Carrie says she's good. And forward. Carrie, where's your partner in crime today? Where's Jay at? He hasn't missed a single class yet. Cross. And hands on your hips. Good hip work. Other direction. Right. Other direction. We shouldn't have had that many. We had so many already cut down and removed as it was. That stupid birch tree. I can't stand the thing. All right, switch. True. All right, ready? All right, light jog. Just in place. Light jog, easy moving. And high knees now, knees up. And butt kicks now. And side shuffles. Light jog again. And high knees, right on spot. Pick him up. And butt kicks. And shuffles. How about some game tag? Great. Oh, my gloves are off. I'll get them on. Whew. All right, ready? Shoulder tag. And go. I faked her out. Young. How about knee tags? Go. You know what I can't wait for? Rotate partners. Good guy. Me too. I want it. Time. Okay. Shoulders and knees. Ready? Set. Go. See it, Teresa? Angle. Angle and move. Time. Just for her. Okay. All right, quick tip. 2 seconds. Get my gloves on. So combative work this week. We are going to spend a little bit of time today. There's JJ logged in. Hey, there he is. That's right. Hey, Jay. I was asking Carrie where you were. Hadn't seen you in a while. Okay, so let's go through it. For your combative work this week, we're starting first with our side kick. The side kick is, it's a unique technique, and what makes it unique in our system is it's the only kick in our Krav system that's done with the front side. Hey, Miss Wells is tuned in. Okay. So, whereas all the other kicks, we roll the hips over from the back of the hip. This time, it's strictly a front leg work and mechanic. There's a couple of different methods you can apply the side kick with. I want you to think side kick being more of a precision technique as opposed to the round kick and the front kick, which are really those big drivers, the push kick, that big driver. On that side kick, it's a 2-part line. Step number 1, use the large target. Step number 1 is I've got to make sure that my feet are based under me. So from my natural base, my good neutral stance, and I've got to get my body bladed in sideways, I do this by making my back foot move, okay? Statically, just moving the foot under my body is all I need to do, turning the toes out and the heel toward my target to roll my hip over. However, because it's such a precision technique, think of it like the straight punch for your foot, right? The idea being that if she's further away, then stepping the foot further in to allow technique, or if they're advancing to me, being able to step back to work my technique are also applicable works. So there's not really a right or a wrong way to step. It's the appropriate step for that given situation. Okay? So from here, the idea is, starting from my neutral stance, my back foot's going to plant under my body and already pre-pivot. My knee picks up in front of me, drive the heel and foot sideways into my target to knock them back. You ready to kick this time? Okay? So from here, plant, drive, and really stick that leg out to the idea. It doesn't have to be high, it just has to be in the right spot. I'm thinking, where am I aiming for? Knees, hips, chest, right? Maybe diaphragm line. Nothing too much more than that. Anything more than that, and it can create some challenges for us. I mean, I'm a flexible guy. It goes a long way. Let's go a couple more. Again, plant the foot under the body, lift and stick. Let's go again. Plant that foot, lift and stick. Good, body sideways. Other side, same idea. You all right? Kicking you good? Okay. Start from that neutral. Plant that foot sideways, lift and stick. Straighten that leg out best you can. Deliver that blow. Again, ready? And plant and drive. One more time. Make the contact. Good sideways body and turn. This kick will allow me to retreat, allow me to engage better. It has a lot of work with it. So 2 starts again. Step 1, plant the front of the body. Step 2, drive the foot sideways and make your contact. That leads to our second combative for the night, which is our throat jab. Now, the throat jab, when simulating the work today, we're just going to use Brittany's forearm. But I want you to consider, without the forearm there, the idea is that C shape with my hand. And I'm driving that into the throat, hopefully crushing the hyoid bone, separating the windpipe, all kinds of fun stuff to happen. But the idea here is the same mechanics as I would have for my regular jab. It's the same mechanics I have for a throat jab. A jab is a jab is a jab. So with my hands up, making that C shape, 6-inch step, and pop. Lock that arm extended, make that contact, and come back. Okay, again on contact, and back, and back, crushing the blow as a look. Now with the forearm up, just for her safety in mind, make a little bit of contact now. Okay, I can really engage that forearm with the webbing of my hand. Try to be careful not to point the fingers forward, because then I'm going to jam my thumb instead. Okay, I want to make the wrist bend to catch in the webbing of the hand, not necessarily in the thumb. Okay, it's more of a palm than it is my thumb itself. So number 1, hands up, chin down, and engage. 2, 3, other side, same idea, and 1, 2, 3. Working that motion on your step. Let's go again one more time. And 1, 2, 3. Again, and 1, 2, 3. This is the idea on that straight jab, on that throat jab work with the straight punch. The last thing you need to work on today is the rising elbow. Now on your rising elbow, mechanically, it's the same as your cross punch. We're going to only do it off the back side. That's important because my hip rolling over, okay, is what I need to make happen for that elbow to really deliver the blow. 2-part process. Step 1, I'm going to reach out and make contact. If the bag's not there and it's her head instead, and face, right? Getting that nice scoop in the back of the head so I can drive into the face or drive into the sternum, right? I'm going to keep my arms lateral along my body, okay? Just hugging real good and tight so I can roll up vertically and roll up vertically. A common mistake is to cross the face. You don't want to do that. Now, there's time for that. The problem with that motion is by crossing my face, it eliminates my vision. It eliminates the ability to counter quickly. By keeping it close, I can flow with something else afterward. Okay, so hands on technique, grabbing that head and body, pivot the back foot and drive. 1, 2, 3. Same idea. Switch feet for the new back side. Grab that front hand and drive. 1, 2, 3. Let's go it a couple more times. And other side. Good, good, heavy contact as you lift and drive. Don't let it cross. Keep it close and on purpose. Hey, Brian, you're right. It's that black belt mentality, man. We just show up when we feel like it, right? Okay, so now let's get into our fatigue drill for the week. This week's fatigue drill is going to be a lot of fun. We got to get our buddy out first. Here's our first buddy. We'll bring Henry out.
Oh, you need more guys?
Yeah, this is Henry.
I don't
It's
even know.
Jeff. Oh, maybe that one, Will. It's on. It's lit up. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, everything's good. This is Will.
Will.
I stole it from Mr. Stewart. I didn't steal it. He left it here, and I fixed it, so now it's mine. He's not getting it back. Okay.
Got it.
So here's our plan, our jam up for the day. What we're running here is something called interference. On the interference, the game is very simple. Okay. I'll work today. Okay. I'm gonna stand here and work to the bag. Now my job is to keep my focus on this target with any form of combative I choose to work on. Brittany's going to pull and stop and disrupt. The entire time that we're working, the mentality here is to keep your focus completely driven on the fight at hand in front of you, on that direct threat in front of you, okay? A simulation for this for me, that mentality would be if I have like my daughter, she's very young, and I have her with me at the mall, and something happens, and I have to, beat ass for a minute, and she's over there crying. I can't afford for myself to be distracted by her crying or being on the ground. I have to be able to, Dad's busy right now. Hang on. I've got to be able to keep that focus and attention on what's in front of me. You may find yourself in a large crowd of people. You may find yourself in an environment that's very noisy. Firearms are extremely noisy, right? And so being able to cut out all that extra white noise and all that extra environment and just focus on the threat, become threat focused. That's the main goal for this drill today. So we're going to go for
45 seconds.
60 seconds. We'll do the whole time. That'll be fine.
30
He's just trying to help me out, okay? All right, so here we go on play. So we'll start time. 3, 2, 1, and we go.
No! Dad!
Of course you're going to be that way.
No! Dad, no, he didn't mean it. It's okay. Stop. They want the toilet paper. Just let him have the toilet paper. No. Dad, he didn't mean it. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. I didn't mean it. It's okay. It was 5 minutes late. 5 minutes late for curfew. Dad, come on. 5 minutes late. We didn't go that fast. the car. Come on, Dad. Come on. It's okay, Dad. No. Hey, let off my buddy. Let off my buddy. No. Hey, stop. No. Dad. Come on. Hey. Come here. No. Time.
Whew. Water down.
Right back. I'll get it. You get the board?
All right, so now we're going to get into our defensive tactic for the week. Methods we use to deflect, intercept, or evade an oncoming attack. Tonight's tactical defense work is our 360-degree defense designed to work against that wide peripheral swing. It can be a bare hand throw, it can be with a weapon, a bladed object, or a stick or a hammer, right? This is the idea. Last week we spent time honing in that vertical inside work. We want to be real careful because now, instead of playing inside the box, we play outside the box. Now for me, this breaks down in 6 different positions, okay? Position 1, which is on you, okay, from the overhead, straight up and in, okay? So she blades the hand by the chin, body is ready. Now, I had the same idea coming at a 45-degree angle from the side. And then straight beside the head on the outward swing. So she's got up and down, 45 degrees, and then directly to the side. We also have the lower half. Now, once you get below the shoulder, trying to make this work below the shoulder isn't going to be the same kind of protection. Instead, the hand turns down to allow that motion from the side, from the 45-degree work, or straight up and down. Let's talk about that one real quick. As she has to defend straight up and down, instead of engaging forward like we've been covering for the last month together, now she's going to have her first time where she's going to sprawl her hips and her legs back. At the same time, checking down with her palms of her hands, forming that nice little X, okay, to stop the oncoming blow. Looks like this. Okay, here's the why. If she were to step forward on an upward swing in that measure, whether it be an upward kick, boom, she got kicked, okay, or I have a bladed object like a knife in my hand, right? She would end up getting stuck and by overreaching and creating that body closure. By backing the hips up and creating that immediate check, she creates the space necessary to prevent that initial upward thrust, that stab, or that kick from closing into her space, and then the block still is effective. Remember, you're going to hear oftentimes that blocking never works. That's not true. Blocking does work. It will work one time. So you have to make that one time really count. So from here, she checks down. That's the idea. Look what happened to me. Waits forward, she can counter. I'm in a bad spot, okay? So those are our looks. Now we're going to work it from both sides. I'm going to flip her this way. I'm going to swing on her, and then we'll turn around, swing on you again, and give you guys 2 looks, one from each angle. So here, coming high, and then high again. Coming 45, 45, to the side, side high, good, side, come in low side, 45, 45, and then straight up. Good, okay. Let's turn around the other way. Hands up, chin down again, playing high, high. Notice how she's really pressing in that yellow zone to red, forcing the closure. Remember, if she stays there and just blocks while standing there, it might work, but there's going to be a follow-up. By stepping in, she creates that enclosure, and then I get caught instead, as opposed to me being able to counter. So start again, going high again, high, good, high, 45, 45, side, side, low, low, 45, 45, and up. Good. All right. Okay, so face me again, guys. I'm going to face away, bring your face toward you, and let's break it down one more time. So we've got our front side high, back side high, 45, 45, side, side, low, low, 45, 45, straight back. Beautiful. Okay. Keep working that at home. Grab your mechanics on that. We'll be in a good spot. Let's talk about our board this week. So what you'll notice, the themes of these boards begin to build over themselves over time, meaning that our first conversation with our principals led into our timeline, and from the timeline, that led to our understanding of barriers, talking the pre-conflict state, and today we're talking about levels of awareness. Some things to consider. There are 4 different stages of awareness. Number 1, unaware, and then you are aware, you are alert, and then you demonstrate alarm. Unaware state is when you are non-responsive to your surrounding environment. This state is inescapable some of the time. You're going to be focused in on something. You're reading a book. If you're like me, playing a video game. Resident Evil 3 is great. Enjoy it. Also, or you could just be in a conversation with someone, but you're going to be, or you have to sleep sometime, right? There's going to be a point in time where you are in a state of being unaware. If you are attacked while in an unaware state, we consider this an ambush, and your best chances of surviving is to weather the initial onslaught and then choose to counterattack, to counter ambush. You're sitting in a restaurant with your family, enjoying your time. Somebody comes in, through the exterior barrier, and suddenly they are engaging everyone, firearms in hand, everybody on the floor, things are happening. You're caught off guard. You have to handle whatever business they give to you, and when you have the opportunity, you take your opportunity if you need to and if you can. Okay? Aware. Because you're aware, you are simply conscious of your surrounding environment and the people in it. You are simply aware that the world is a potentially unfriendly place, and you are prepared to defend yourself if necessary. Awareness can help you to avoid danger, give you more time to prepare a response, or can serve as a deterrent. Okay? So again, because I'm aware, I utilize my barriers to the regular as well. Alert. Something seems not quite right and has your attention. Your senses have picked up a possible threat, and your mind begins to set mental triggers. If that person does X, I will do Y. At this stage, the flight or fight response is activated. And finally, alarm. Your mental triggers have been tripped, and action must be taken. Those are your 4 stages of levels of awareness: unaware, aware, alert, and alarm. Okay, we've got just a minute to go through it real quick with you guys. We'll take you guys through your walkthrough for your self-defense. We'll work it quite a bit more on Wednesday with us. We just want to take a minute together and make sure we show you this week's defense, which is the side headlock. On the side headlock, there's 2 very important things that need to happen. 1, be aware that if the headlock gets thrown on me properly, I could end up in a very bad spot. So she comes in for the side headlock and throws me in. If she gets to reach around, I am on the ground. I'm in a very bad spot and I'm in trouble. And we know we can't defend effectively from the ground, especially against multiple attackers, right? So my first objective when that headlock comes in is to bring my exterior foot in, and I'm going to slice the body in half. So if her base is wide enough to create that grip, as I step and I half that line. If you'll notice when we stand and let go, we are teed off. And she put us there. She put me in a position of better advantage just by that initial yank and pull, okay? So from that pull and yank, body gets pulled down, and I immediately use what's available. Groin, which wraps the face to the jaw and chin, strike to the body. There's my switch to my side control, drop the weight, make your contact, and disengage.
Scanning your areas for.
As always, scan your areas looking for weapons of opportunity, escape routes, or additional attackers. Again, we're going to hit that quite a bit on Wednesday. Just wanted to give you that snapshot of what you get to look forward to this Wednesday afternoon. Thanks, Team Navarre and Brian, for tuning in today. I appreciate all of you for doing your work. I hope you were all safe over that storm that happened yesterday.
Hey, Dave.
And
Edward's joining.
hey, Dave, good to see you, man. And my dad joined too. Look at him. He's just being nosy. So, guys, thanks all for tuning in today. I appreciate you all. And we'll see you on Wednesday for more. Come together and get
Peace.
Peace. Good night, guys. Thank you very much. Be safe.